I can do it too.
No, sir, I'm attendee.
Fine. Look. Yes. So we prepare different types of reports in your professional life, or different organizations, institutions, companies produce different reports. These reports are different regarding their scope, where they are circulated, length, long, short, and format structure, whether they include many elements or just two, three elements of the report. So, in this way, these reports are different. As I talked about so many things, regarding report. These all the reports, look, progress report, trip reports, project completion reports, event program reports, investigation reports, evaluation reports, feasibility studies, research reports. These all reports can be categorized as formal and informal reports. These all reports can be categorized as formal and informal reports. Now, what are formal reports? Formal reports are long reports. Formal reports are well structured reports. Formal reports, contains all the elements of the reports, all the common elements of the reports. And these formal reports are well written. What are these informal reports? Yes, informal reports are also well structured, well written. No problem with that. Every technical document is well structured, well written. But these informal reports follow different format, and these are most of the time circulated within the organization. Yes, informal reports are also circulated outside the organization too, but most of the time within the organization. And these informal reports uh, take place in two formats: letter format and memo format. Or these informal reports also can be categorized as letter report and memo report. And these informal reports are generally short. These are short reports, and these contain only few elements, right? This is the thing. Now, first, let's start with later report. Here, later report, as the name itself shows that later report contains almost all the elements of a letter. A letter format contains all the elements of a letter along with some additional section. A letter report contains the following parts. These are the parts of letter report you can see here. Letterhead will be there. Letterhead means the name of the organization and address. Date, superscription, subject line will be there, salutation, body, right? So body part, you write some of the things under this body part, like why you are writing this report, what the report is about. Basically, you should write these two things in the beginning before you start your introduction, right? So one thing I forgot to tell you, that is report. Basically, these reports are prepared in response to somebody's request, or reports are prepared with some purpose. Got it? Most of the time you prepare a report in somebody's request. Like if you are writing progress report, somebody asks you to write, so you write. Otherwise, you don't keep on writing progress reports. And sometimes you have a specific purpose to write that. Let me take example. For example, your HOD, DSOD, project coordinator request you to write a report. At that moment, you start your report like, in response to your request made on this date, here is the report on this one. But yes, you prepare these reports in the partial fulfillment of your degree as well. At that moment, what you write, in the partial fulfillment of PE in civil engineering, here is the report entitled this one. Got it? In this way also you write. So you first mention why you are writing this report. in the partial fulfillment of BE or in response to somebody's request. Got it? Fine. Then, yeah, what the report is about. Just use one or two, three sentences what the report is about, what the main focus of the report is. After that, you will have introduction. Under introductory section, you just provide background to the report and introduce method of data collection. Method of data collection. What are the methods? I will talk about the methodology in a greater detail later, but here is the term, so let me clarify it. Method means when you write reports, you cannot write each and everything on the basis of your experience. If you have to write report on causes of increasing road accidents on the highways in Nepal, and if you want to know about the death rate, accident rate, and all these things, causes of accidents, how can these accidents be minimized, you cannot write each and everything on the basis of your experience. And even if you write each and everything on the basis of your experience, the information will not be taken as credible information. Got it? So what you should do, you should use different methods of data collection to know about the causes, to know about the death rate, to know about the number of accidents, to know about the ways to minimize the problems. Got it? So what method can you use? Method means tools of data collection. Yes, if you want to know about increasing causes of increasing road accidents or death rate, accident rate, or who meet most of the accidents, how accidents can be minimized, what you can do, you can use interview to collect the necessary information. Sorry, that means you can ask people, you can use questionnaires, you can use questionnaires. You can review related literature. Review related literature means go through the piece of writings on that field. Yes, you can read other people's write-ups, you can read other people's articles, you can read different newspapers, you can read different books, right? In addition to this, if you are writing report on causes of increasing road accidents on the highways, what you can do, you can take data and information from traffic police officers, you can go through them. So these are different methods of data collection. These are different methods of data collection. Then you will have discussion part or finding part. Yes, if you use methods of data collection, you will have certain information. You write that or write these things here. Then conclusion, you summarize what you have said earlier, the ending, the subscription, or then after that signature. This is the format of writing enclosure. If you have enclosed anything, photographs, tables, graphs, whatever, you can write enclosure. So here you can see the layout of letter report. Letterhead should be there, then letterhead should be here first, then date, superscription, who you are writing to, subject, salutation, dear sir, ma'am, and main body, right? These things, introduction, finding, conclusion. This is the structure. Yes, here is the question. Here is the question. Suppose you are a manager at Universal Travel Consultancy, Kathmandu. Write a report on tourism industry in Nepal in a letter format in response to the request made by Eti Travels, Kathmandu on 5th September 2020. Suppose you are manager at Universal Travel Consultancy. You are manager at Universal Travel Consultancy, Kathmandu. Write a report on tourism industry in Nepal in a letter format in response to the request made by Eti Travels, Kathmandu on 5th September 2020. So when you write letter report, what's your topic of the report? Tourism industry in Nepal. Keep in mind that. So what you do first, you include letterhead. That is, you are manager at Universal Travel Consultancy, Universal Travel Consultancy, Kathmandu. Then you write date 15 September 2020. Then you move to superscription, who you are writing to. That means Chief Executive Officer, Eti Travels, Kathmandu. You are writing to this person. Then after this, subject line will be there. Subject, what is your subject of the report? Tourism industry in Nepal. Tourism industry in Nepal. So, sir, this is salutation. This is the report on tourism industry in Nepal in reference to your request made on this date. Now, this is why you are writing the report. Why you are writing the report? You are writing this report in response to the request made on this date. Then, what the report is about? The report focuses on the current situation of tourism in Nepal and steps that should be taken to attract large number of tourists in the near future. Yes, the report basically addresses, basically unearths the current situation of tourism in Nepal, and what should be done, what can be done to it also suggests some ways to attract large number of tourists in the near future. Now this is, these are the things you write after salutation, why you are writing the report, what the report is about. After this, introduction. Now you just provide background, and Nepal is a rapidly growing industry. Tourism is a rapidly growing industry in Nepal. It attracts vast pool of foreigners. You just provide background. The transportation and accommodation means also have increased over the years, which surely attracts more tourists. The report collected necessary data through the following methods. Yes, you want to know about the current situations of tourism. You want to know about the problems faced by tourists. You want to know about how more and more tourists can be encouraged to visit Nepal. So you cannot write each and everything yourself. So what method you should be using? Look, the report collected necessary data through the following methods. First one, questionnaire, and questionnaires circulated among certain tourists all over the country, right? Questionnaires, written form. So what is the difference between this questionnaire and interview? Interview, oral. Questionnaire, written. Why written form? Most of the time, you discuss on some private issues. You make research on some private issues, and people may not find it easy to discuss on some issues. At that moment, you use questionnaires. Other benefits of questionnaire is, it's easy or bit easier to collect information through questionnaires. What you do is you prepare questionnaires. You just go to different places, you distribute them, and next day you can go and you can collect these things back, right? So interview takes much time. Look, questionnaire circulated among certain tourists all over the country. Interviews with manager of tourist hotels, interviews with tourist guides. You can add some of the things, and personal experiences. These are the your methods. These are the tools of data collection. Yes, if you use tools of data collection, what you will have? You will have findings. Now you will have findings, and you can place your findings under different topics, because you are writing report on tourism industry in Nepal. So your findings can be basically on problems faced by tourists, or your findings may be based on things to be done to encourage more tourists in Nepal, right? Or what's your findings based on? Findings, let me take you through that. Yes, what are your findings based on? Measures to be taken. Measures to be taken to increase tourist. So if your findings are measures to be taken to increase tourist, you ask the questions how more and more tourists can be encouraged to visit Nepal. You asked questions based on this idea, or you prepared questionnaires based on this issue. Measures to be taken. Your findings have been listed under measures to be taken to increase tourist. What people said, these accommodation facilities should be improved to increase more tourist. Transportation facilities should be there. Food and services, quality of food and services should be improved to encourage more and more tourists. Yes, maintenance of tourist sports is necessary to encourage more and more tourists. and then you conclude. What you conclude? Although tourism sector is growing rapidly in the country, many further measures needs to be taken for the development of this sector. Improvement in transportation and accommodation is must for tourism development in Nepal. This is conclusion. After this, you have this one. You just concluded. Hope this report hope this report covered all the desired aspects. Thank you. You sincerely, you write your name, then post Universal Travel Consultancy, Kathmandu. You sign here. This is about later report. This is about later report. Now, let me talk about memo report. I already told you later report and memo report are different regarding their format, regarding their structure, regarding how they are written, right? So, memo report is most of the time circulated within the organization when two departments, want to communicate. This memo report is used. So, what are the elements of this memo report? Letterhead will be there. Name to who you are writing to, from your name, writer's name, date, subject line, body. Under body, you will have why you are writing this report and what the report is about. Same thing. And then we will have findings, recommendations, and signature at the end. It's more, shorter than a later report. If you talk about the layout of a memo report, you can see here. Letterhead will be there. To who you are writing to, from, name, position, date, subject to this one. Main body, or what does the report focus on? These things. And then uh, findings, recommendations, signature. Here you can see the question. Here you can see the question. Suppose you are an administrative officer at Himalaya College of Engineering, Lalitpur, Nepal. Write a report on lack of students' participation in academic activities in a memo format in response to the request made by the academic director of the college. Look at the question. You should be able to prepare this type of reports. You are administrative officer at Himalaya College of Engineering. Write a report on lack of students' participation in academic activities in a memo format in response to the request made by the academic director of the college. So, how you will be writing? Let me take you through that. Oh my God, what about it? Look here. First element is letterhead. First element is letterhead. So letterhead means name and address of the organization. Name and address of the organization. That is Himalaya College of Engineering, Chasal Lalitpur. Then write down memorandum because it's memo format. So memorandum, memorandum. Now who you are writing to? To XYZ Thapa, academic director. From ABC Devkota, administrative officer. Then date 15 September 2020. You can write date before 2 as well, no problem. Then what is subject? You write subject line. What is subject? Lack of students' participation in academic activities. Lack of students' participation in academic activities. Now, you can write research article, investigation report on this lack of students participation in academic activities, but here we are writing report, informal report in a memo format. So lack of students participation in academic activities, the subject. Now no salutation needed in memorandum. What do? You directly start with, please refer to your memo number, this one dated 5 September 2020, asking me to study the causes for lack of enthusiasm among the students for participation in academic activities and to suggest remedial measures. Now here is memo number is here. So you got request through this memo number, through this memo. Got it? So academic director of the college also requested you through memo to prepare this report on lack of students' participation in academic activities. Otherwise, what you can write is, in response to a request made on this day, here is the report on causes of lack of enthusiasm among the students for participating in academic activities. Full stop. This report also suggests some remedial measures to increase uh, the participation of students in such activities. No need to depend on how I have formed sentences. This is complex structure, so you can break this single sentence and make 2 3 sentences. No problem with that. Findings. What are your findings? You are writing report on lack of students' participation in academic activities. And if you want to know about why students are not taking part in different academic activities, why there is low participation, you cannot write each and everything on the basis of your experience. What you can do? Yes, same thing. You can use interview, you can use questionnaires. So you can introduce your methodology in the beginning, or you can include these things under the finding. Here, look, findings based on responses from 64 students. Responses from 64 students means you have used interview or questionnaire for data collection. Based on responses from 64 students and 20 faculty members, the following are the causes for poor participation, in academic activities, or the following causes for poor participation in academic festivals were determined. What are the causes? 31% of the students cited low participation of students is due to insufficient advertising. Insufficient advertising of the activities. Yes, this is true. When you don't get notified on time, when students and teachers don't get notified on time, they cannot take part in academic or extracurricular activities. Never. So you should notify students, teachers on time so that they could make good preparation for the event. 48% of the faculty expressed their inability to guide students in projects due to excessive administrative work. So here, why lack of participation in academic activities? Yes, teachers remain busy with administrative work, so they don't have time to prepare students for different academic activities, and there is low participation. 40, yes. Now, 32% of the students and 41% of the faculty indicated that low participation was because of inconvenient timings. Look, yes, due to inconvenient timing, low participation going on, right? You don't talk to teachers, students before you organize any event. The time is not favorable for the students and teachers. Basically, students and teachers, they love to join the event. They love to join the programs, uh, you know, within school or college hours. Not after that. They don't enjoy, right? Because they have something to do at home as well. They have so many, responsibilities. And yes, students and teachers, don't enjoy taking part in different activities just before the exam. No, they cannot take part, right? So convenient timing should be there to increase the participation. Now you can see recommendation part here. Yeah, the institute should ensure that notices advertising academic activities are sent to all the students. Training of various activities should be favorable to the students, or timing, nature of training should be favorable. Administrative work should be evenly distributed. They should not be focused on only okay, you can write these things in this way. You should write recommendation. This is all about a letter report and memo report. These letter reports are and memo reports. This memo report, or memo format of report, letter format of report, these are taken as informal reports. These are taken as informal reports. This is all about informal reports. You put your queries, then I will take you to formal reports. Ayusha, I can see Ayusha Pokril, and then Bipul is always here. Do you have any queries?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Now let me take you to another part, formal reports. Okay. Formal reports. I already told you formal reports are much more detailed, well structured, include all the elements of the report, well written, and they are long reports. They are long reports. And in our syllabus, we have been given these two things under. There are different, formal reports, different types of formal reports. We can categorize formal reports as well. So, progress report, research report, feasibility report, technical report. These are different formal reports. But our focus here will be on progress report and research report. Progress report and research report. Yes, progress report. Let's discuss on progress report first. You read out these lines. You have just a minute to read out these lines. Okay. Now, when progress report is prepared, if you want to talk about progress of your work, progress report is written. Uh, Basically, I talked about it earlier. As a engineer, as an engineer, as a chief engineer, what you will be doing, you will be taking or undertaking responsibility to reconstruct, various things. So at that moment, if you are working under government project, government agencies, if you are working under, private companies, at that moment, some managers or senior people there, they will ask you about the progress of the work, because yes, everybody wants to know it, and you should be able to write progress report, right? So these progress reports can be daily progress report, weekly progress report, monthly progress report, quarterly progress report, or annual progress report. Annual progress report. You know, if you talk about this college, these HOD, DSODs, they always prepare progress report, and they have to submit progress report to IOE, talking about the progress of online classes, right? What progress they are making, what course they have completed, remaining problems encountered, all these things, right? So you should be able to write progress report. And when we talk about different projects, monthly progress report is appropriate. Monthly progress report is appropriate. So here is the format of progress report. Here is the format of progress report. You can see here, first part is heading. You don't write heading there, but this heading part is there. That includes date, to who you are writing to, from, and subject. Then introduction. Under introductory section, why you are writing this report, I already told you. You write report in response to somebody's request, and then what the report is about, you write that. Then yes, if this is the second, third, fourth report in a series, remind your readers what works has already been accomplished. Yeah, if you are writing second monthly report, third monthly report, fourth monthly report, you just inform your readers what you completed earlier. After that, first part is that heading part. You don't write heading, you directly start with date, Then introduction, you write introduction. Under that, you write some of the things. Then discussion part will be there. Under discussion part, you write three things: works accomplished, what works you have completed, then works remaining. Tell your readers what you plan to accomplish next, and problems encountered. What problems you encountered, during a certain period of time, right? During that construction period. After that conclusion, you sum up what you have achieved, right? What you are doing and what problems you encountered. Recommendation: if you list out some problems, then you suggest some ways to minimize the problem. You can see here layout of progress report: to, from, name and post, from name and post, date, or you can write date earlier. Subject: introduction, why you are writing this report, what the report is about. And if this is second, third monthly progress report, you just inform your reader what you already accomplished. Discussion: works completed, works remaining, problems encountered. Conclusion: sum up what you have said. And recommendation: suggest some ways to minimize the problem. Here you can see the question. This is the question from your final exam. Look, as a chief engineer of a micro hydropower project launched in one of the remote sites of Dading district, write the second monthly progress report inventing necessary details. Look, write the second monthly progress report inventing necessary details. Date: to XYZ Shrestha manager, from ABC Maharjan, chief engineer. Date: to, from. Then you move to subject line. Subject: what is the subject of the report? Second monthly progress report on micro hydropower project. Yes. Second monthly progress report on construction of micro hydropower project. Introduction will be there. In response to a request made on this date, here is the second monthly progress report on micro hydropower project launched in 12/5, Dhadi. Or I have written like, in response to your September 5, 2020 request. If you find this structure complex, what you can do: in response to a request made on this date, here is the report on, or here is the second monthly progress report on micro hydropower project launched in 12/5, Dhari. Okay, it's your second monthly progress report. So as mentioned in our first report, we already completed some works like survey, collection of raw materials, and tunnel construction. In the second month, we are determined to accomplish the following, or in the second month, our completion or our construction plans include the following. What you have planned to do in the second month. So whenever you write, second monthly progress report, you write it at the end of the month, like after 20, right? So what you just talk, what you have completed, what's remaining, all these things. What you have planned to do in the second month: dam construction, powerhouse construction. You can write other things. I have used, I have written just heavy works here to complete in a month. Then discussion. Okay. Works accomplished in this second month, we have completed the following. What you have completed: site clearing, you describe it in one or two sentences. Dam construction, selection of workers for the building construction, and foundation excavation, you have completed these things. What works remaining? To meet the target of this month, we need to accomplish the following. What you need to accomplish: management of raw material for powerhouse construction, that building construction. Powerhouse construction is still they have to do, or you have to do that. Problems encountered: I have written 5 problems, but don't include many problems, because if you include many problems, that means you are not working at all. But I have written some problems encountered. Landslide, you just explain this in one or two sentences, like, as this is the, hilly region of the country, there occurs landslide every day, and it has, slowed the speed of our construction work. Disagreement with the locals, you explain it, right? As we excavated the foundation, locals were against it. According to them, this deep excavation will lead their village in danger in the near future. Because of this deep excavation, there will occur landslide, and there will not be any place for them to live. Right? In this way, big rocks on the way, fuel shortage, right? Power cut. Then synopsis, conclusion. Synopsis of discussion. Yes. Though we are, no, yeah, under conclusion, what you can write is we have completed almost 80% of our work, and we are sure to complete or achieve our target in the second month. Then recommendation, yes. Uh, what should be done to minimize these problems? Uh, if you are working under government project, you can write government agencies should talk to the locals to just make agreement, and uh, government should manage fuel on time so that we could give pace to our work. In this way you write, right? So you write suggestions here. After this, I talked about progress report, but sometimes you will be asked a question, right? Write a progress report in a memo format. If you are just asked to write progress report at that moment, look at the structure. Write progress report inventing necessary details is the question here. But if you are asked to write progress report in a memo format, at that moment only one thing will be added there, the letterhead. In a memo format, always there is letterhead, so only letterhead will be added, rest of the things will be seen. Look at the question here, slight difference. Earlier, write the second monthly progress report inventing necessary details. This question, write the second monthly progress report in a memo format. In a memo format. So this is difference. So when you are asked to write in a report in a memo format, you should give that letterhead. You should write letterhead. Chaudhary Construction Private Limited, Kolanki, Kathmandu. Or you also can write memorandum here too. Right? Yes. The memo format. Yes, it start with date, same thing. We have talked about these things. Rest of the things is 100% same. No problem. Everything same. Okay. Now, this is all about writing progress report. This is all about writing. It's optional, no need. Okay. This is all about progress report. You are asked one question from this part. You are always asked to write progress report. Just a progress report or progress report in a memo format. If there is just a progress report at that moment, you don't go for this letterhead. If you are asked to write progress report in a memo format, inventing necessary details, at that moment write letterhead. You can write any name of the organization or company or whatever. Okay. Are you clear about this one too? Writing progress report?
Yes, sir.
Fine. uh, After this, I should talk about a research report, but it takes what to do. Is it enough for today, people? What do you think?
Sir, how much time does it take to complete the report?
I can complete that within uh, 30 minutes.
So then let's do it.
Okay, yes, I'm also thinking about it. Now, research report. Research report. Yes, let me take you through that. Research report. Now, you will be asked to write research report in the exam too. But You know, this research report, when talking about the elements of research report, there are 14 elements of the research report. But in the exam, you will not be asked to write like write a report on causes of increasing road accidents on the highways in Nepal. No, this will not be the question. Question will be, because you cannot write report including these 14 different parts. No, not possible. So the question will be, write a report on causes of increasing road accidents on the highways in Nepal. Full stop. Show only title page, introduction and conclusion parts of your report. Or sometimes show only letter of transmittal, abstract, discussion and conclusion part of your report. Or sometimes show only title page, discussion, finding and conclusion part of your report. In this way you are asked questions. You are not asked a question like write a report. You cannot write complete report, because we are talking about the long report here now. So let's talk about the elements. Let's talk about the structure of research report. First, part of this research report is cover page. Cover page is the cover of the report. Probably you have prepared so many reports. So cover page is the cover, black in color. Basically, cover page includes the following information. Cover page includes the following information: report number, title of the report, submitted by, office address of the writer, the date. Report number optional. If you have got report number at that moment, you write report number, otherwise not. Title of the report, submitted by, office address of the writer, and the date of submission should be there. Because I already told you, you prepare report in somebody's request, you prepare report in partial fulfillment of your degree. For example, you do major projects. At that moment also you write report. You write this report in partial fulfillment of your BE in civil engineering or BArc or whatever. Sometimes you write in response to somebody's request, no problem. So let me take you through cover page. Cover page includes report number, title of the report, submitted by, office address of the writer, and the date. Let me take you through cover page. Here you can see cover page. Look, uh, the question is, write a report on causes of increasing road accidents on the highways in Nepal. Show only title page, letter of transmittal, introduction and conclusion parts of the report. This is the final exam question. So I have worked on this. In this way, you are asked a question. You are not asked a question in this way. Write a report on causes of no. Let me delete it. I just wrote that to show you. You are not asked to write report in that way. Now, as we were talking about cover page, yes, report number, you can write any imaginary report number. Why report number is, sometimes, for example, you submit your reports to the department, then they just go through your plan. You submit the plan of your project, plan of your report to the department. Then if they approve your plan, they send back this plan to you with number. Your registration number is this one, your is this one, right? So when you submit final report, at that moment this number should be there. Report number, then title, or report on causes of increasing road accidents on the highways in Nepal. In the exam also you should write in this way. You cannot write this title in a single sentence, single line, right? As we talk about layout in technical writing, layout in communication English. Then submitted by, for example, submitted by can be, let me take Bipul's name, Bipul Mainali, student, BCE, what third year, roll number, you can also write. So Himalaya College of Engineering, Chasal, Lalitpur. After that, date 15 September 2020. This is cover page. This is cover page. Now after this, first element is cover page. Let me take you through second element, that is title page. That is title page. Okay. Title page. Title page contains the following information: report number, title of the report, submitted to, submitted by, approved by, office address of the writer, the date of submission. Yes, what is it approved by? When you write report, you don't directly submit it to the department. Do you? No, you don't submit. You work under your project coordinator, and if the project coordinator approves your report, then you submit it to the department. So who approved? Sometimes department approves, sometimes HOD DSOD approves, sometimes you have internal external supervisor, they approve, right? Internal evaluation, internal your supervisor helps you, and then approves it when you finalize your report, and it directly goes to the external supervisor, right? So your report can be approved by the organization, institution, or sometimes by the people. Let me take you through this title piece. Look here: report number, title of the report, then submitted to, for example, yeah, submitted to Department of Civil Engineering, Himalaya College of Engineering. You can write that too. But yeah, submitted to ER MD Abrar Alam, HOD. Submitted by, yeah, XYZ Mainali, student, BCE third, okay, whatever you write additional information. Approved by ER supervisor, internal supervisor or supervisor. Then Himalaya College of Engineering, Chasal, Lalitpur. Himalaya College of Engineering, Chasal, Lalitpur. After that, date of submission, 15 September 2020. This is all about a title page. After title page, you have another part, that is letter of transmittal. Letter of transmittal. You read out these selected lines. Letter of transmittal. Letter of transmittal. Look, letter of transmittal, as its name suggests, is a letter that transmits the report to the reader. This includes statement of transmittal, means why you are writing this report. Statement of transmittal means why you are writing this report. Background, what the report is about, what the report discusses on. You talk about its special features, and acknowledgement part is there. Acknowledgement means you certainly get help, assistance from different individuals, organizations, institutions in course of writing report. You should acknowledge that help, right? You should be indebted, you should be grateful, you should be thankful to them. So this is letter of transmittal. I already told you, you can start this letter of transmittal with the expressions like, here is the report entitled this one in the partial fulfillment of B in civil engineering, or here is the report entitled this one in response to a request made on this date, whatever, right? So then the report basically focuses on these areas. I am grateful to XYZ Alam for reading the first draft of my report and giving me some valuable feedbacks to complete this report. In addition, I am thankful to Himalaya College of Engineering for its economic assistance to buy necessary equipments to complete the project. You can write anything. Let me take you through the sample. Uh, Letter of transmittal. Sample letter of transmittal. So how you write letter of transmittal? Write down letter of transmittal on the top. Then Himalaya College of Engineering, Chasal, Lalitpur. Date, write down the date. After that, who you are writing this letter. Then ER Abrar Alam, HOD, Department of Civil Engineering, Himalaya College of Engineering, Chasal, Lalitpur. Dear sir, I submit the accompanying report entitled This One Causes of Increasing Road Accidents on the Highways in Nepal in response to a request made on this date. Yeah, I already told you I submit the accompanying report entitled This One in the partial fulfillment of BE in Civil Engineering. The report discusses on the causes of increasing road accidents and aims to suggest some ways to minimize them in the days to come. I am indebted to write down that. But I will talk about that later. Sincerely, you write your name, XYZ Moinali, post student BCE, this one roll number, write down that this is letter of transmittal. This is letter of transmittal. I already told you in the exam, you are just asked to write some parts. So you should be familiar to all. Okay, after letter of transmittal, what is another part? Uh, a preface. After letter of transmittal, preface. Now, what preface is? This preface is one of the most important element of a formal report. It includes the following information. But keep in mind, if you are listening to me, you cannot include both of the things in a single report. Or in a single report, you cannot have letter of transmittal and preface. No. If you include letter of transmittal, you cannot include preface. If you include preface, no letter of transmittal, because these two things are synonymous, same. But only difference between these two, letter of transmittal and preface, or where they should be used, is if you are submitting your report to any specific audience, at that moment letter of transmittal, at that moment letter of transmittal. But if you are writing report for some common general, not specified audience, at that moment preface should be used. So when you submit your report to the department, at that moment you write letter of transmittal in response to your request, this one. Or preface can also be used, but not both. You can find, preface in different books. Preface to the first edition, preface to the second edition. So what you find in prefaces, they talk about the book. What are its special features? They talk about the content, why the book is different from rest of the books. And at last you find, acknowledgement. We are thankful to, we are grateful to, all these things. Got it? Same case with the report. First provide background to the report, what the report is about. Then the necessity of the report, significance of the report, you describe the report, and acknowledgement at the end. And you don't start this preface part with the expressions like in response to a request, no, or here is the report entitled, no. Basically, what you write is this report focuses on these areas, right? So here you can see the format of preface. Look, preface, you directly a background to the report. This report is on this one, and the report focuses on these things, what it does, why report is important, why report is significant. Describe the work, what are your some findings, and all these things. Then why report is important, and at the end you can have acknowledgement part. This is a preface. After this, you have another part. After preface, you have another part, that is acknowledgement. Now, keep in mind, acknowledgement is a separate part. Acknowledgement is a separate part. In addition, it comes in this preface and uh, letter of transmittal. But you become much more detailed here. Here, you just write 2-3 sentences. Got it? So acknowledgement is a different part. Here under acknowledgement, what you do is you acknowledge a different help, assistance, guidance you received from different people and organizations. Yes, sometimes, if you are professional, you get leave to carry out research. You get economic assistance from university grants commission and other institutions. And sometimes you get some feedbacks from people. Sometimes or some people help you to collect materials, right? Research materials, right? So you get assistance in different way. But one thing that you should keep in mind is you should not just write I am thankful to, I am grateful to, I am indebted to xyz adhikari. If you just write I am indebted to xyz adhikari, that doesn't make sense. You should write why you are grateful to. For example, you cannot write I am grateful to MD Abrar Alam, full stop. That is not good expression. What you should write, I am grateful to ER MD Abrar Alam, head of the Department of Civil, or head of the department, for reading the first draft of my report and just giving me some constructive feedbacks to complete this project. In addition, I am grateful to XYZ for giving me right direction to complete the project. Moreover, I am thankful to Himalaya College of Engineering for providing me economic assistance. I should be grateful to XYZ Rawat, XYZ Rawat, for giving me some valuable insights, you know, and to clear my doubts. You can write in this way. Let me take you through this part two, acknowledgement part two. You can see here. Here you can see acknowledgement part. I have written. You go through it. Look, there are different ways of acknowledging the help you have received. I think I am grateful to, I am indebted to, I am deeply indebted to, I must express my gratitude, I acknowledge my indebtedness, I am highly thankful to, I am particularly grateful to, I wish to record my appreciation to, I must acknowledge my deep sense of gratitude to. How you should be writing? Here I have some samples. I am grateful to XYZ Srestha for his useful advice. I wish to express my appreciation to ABC Maharjan for reading the first draft of the report and for his constructive suggestions to complete it. I am indebted to the Ministry of Physical Infrastructure and Transport for giving me time and economic assistance to complete this report. Or you can write, I am indebted to University Grants Commission for providing me fellowship to complete this project, or whatever. This is all about acknowledgement. This is all about acknowledgement. After that, another part is table of contents. Table of contents. I will just discuss on this, right? Table of contents. Have you gone through table of contents of different books and reports? Have you gone through table of contents?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So probably table of contents means all the topics of your topics, even sometimes the subtopics are also included. But in the exam, just subtopics. But you can take them as topics, not details. Details
Chapter
should not.
sections and subsections.
Yeah. In the exam, I will take you how you should be writing. But when you are writing, original, we call them original table of contents, at that moment you write sections, subsections, right? Yes. So what do you think is the benefit of this table of contents? What is the importance of table of contents? So we don't have table of contents in short reports, but in long reports, these formal reports, we have table of contents. There are basically two benefits of table of contents. First one is table of contents gives us overview about our work. For example, if you want to know about any book, you just can go through table of contents and you can easily realize what is in the book. First thing. Another thing is, yes, table of contents helps us to locate specific information very quickly. For example, you have written a report That's 120 page long. You have written 120 page long report, and I want to read just your findings. What I do, I go to the table of contents, finding page number 86. I go directly to page number 86 and read your findings. Got it? It saves time. And when you talk about, the table of contents of the report, this report has three parts. What are these three parts? Report has three parts, basically three parts. What are these three parts? Front matter, back matter, and front matter, back matter, and body. Or you can say front matter, body, and back matter. What are the front matters? From cover page to preface, from cover page to abstract, these are front matters. From cover page to abstract, these are front matters. From introduction to introduction, methodology, results, this discussions, conclusion, recommendation, this is body. This is body part. And after that, these references, glossary, then abbreviations, all tables, graphs, if you have, annexes, these are back matters. So when you write front matters, you should use uh, Roman numbers, and for body and back matter, you can use numbers. Let me show you how you should be writing table of contents in the exam. So here you can see table of contents. The table of contents, first write acknowledgement, no title page, cover page included here. So acknowledgement, I. Letter of transmittal, I. Abstract, I. Look, this is front matter. So in write front matter in this way. Yeah, this table of contents is also front matter. Yes, write front matter in this way. Then body and that back matter. Yes, introduction 1 to 7, literature review 8 to 13, methodology 14 to 45, discussion 16 to 21, results, findings, conclusion, recommendation, references. You should write in this way. But in the books, you can find much more detailed table of contents. They have, sections or subsections under that, and page number accordingly. Got it? So here, no need to be much more detailed in the exam. Just uh, you should show you are able to write table of contents. So that's all, right? Fine. So in the books, you can find detailed table of contents, sections, subsections, all these things there. Okay, this is all about a table of contents. Today, I just could talk about title page, cover page, title page, letter of transmittal, preface, acknowledgement, and table of contents. Even I couldn't complete front matter of the report, research report. I will talk about abstract, introduction, and these rest of the things in our next class. And I will upload the file right now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.